The following program is rated parental guidance. It may contain scenes depicting geekery, toys, photography, toy photography, photography geeks, dad jokes, dad bods, and bad words. The presence of an adult is highly recommended. Not.
From the basement of Adonis Bar in Quezon City, this is GeekClicks. With your host, Chris Lina. And special guest, GeekClicks.
All right. Hi, hello, mabuhay. This is Chris Lina. Welcome to GeekClicks, where every geek is celebrated. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for 58 episodes. Yan. Ang dami na. I know we skipped a few, and we might skip next week's episode, but we're gonna postpone it and move it to the week after because we're giving there's a change of plans. So we're gonna be live back again on February 6. Yeah, February 6 na ang guesting with Lark. Yeah, yeah, sorry kung medyo na-move yung mga schedules natin because we need to fix things in our lives. Life happens, so I hope you still enjoy the episodes that we are about to bring. So thank you everyone for bearing with us. Thank you sa mag-join you for more than a year. We're still gonna have a lot more episodes in store for you guys. Send us your messages. Send us anything that you'd want to share. It's welcome. And speaking of which, salamat. Salamat sa lahat ng mga nandito. Speaking of which, ADWO Project, thank you so much. Present. GeekClicks Live. Thank you, Alan Parma, the man behind the intro that we kept. Medyo tumatak eh. Ang ganda eh. So thank you, Alan Parma. Also, soon, we're finalizing the episodes, but there's going to be a Geek Clicks and Critic Me episode, especially for the Titan Master. So prepare your Titan shots because we have a Critic Me episode soon that we're gonna announce. And yun nga eh, kung napapanood niyo yung show, we have already moved the Critic Me to a different, what do you call this, to a different episode separate for that. We're gonna gather all the experts, all the not really experts, I can say, but all the people that are very critical Not only that, who can share a lot when it comes to the knowledge, because at least these people have experience for them to what they call this, to not really criticize, although the title's critic me. Ang hirap, no? But at least to give their insights. Yan. You are gonna send what they call this. You are gonna send a few. Since you're gonna send a few, naman. Why not? Share it with us so that you and us and everyone else can learn from that picture. So anyway, thank you for that. Anyway, salamat sa mga nanonood. Thank you, Alan Parma. Thank you, Wuji, and isa sa mga close friends natin. And also, stay tuned. Soon, we're gonna create an all artist episode, all customizers, um, and yeah, custom figure makers. Marami-rami na ang ating mga collection of friends na pwede dyan. So why not? Why not have them all join in one episode? We'll see what happens. I'm watching while eating a clubhouse sandwich while waiting for your love. Grabe naman. Thank you so much, Carlos Era. I'm looking forward to your two ninjas. That's that you're gonna send my way. Thank you so much. G Manalo, thank you for tuning in. Val Nation, a close friend, also a voiceover artist. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yon Titan, may pag-asa na yung Galactic. Actually, no, it goes, actually, it applies, yung Galactus shot. Sana maayos pa to. But anyway, speaking of announcements, thank you to everyone who's been with us since day one. Thank you to the awesome admins of the Philippine Toy Photography Club, Nel Dizon, Ryan Gomez, Sher Padilla, Rafi Panganiban, and of course, Perry Chua. Tatlo sa mga taong to ay may bike na. So masaya ako para sa recently na nagkaroon ng bike, staying healthy. Rafi Panganiban, shout out to you. Thank you so much. Also, subscribe to our pages, go to GeekClicks, YouTube, and please naman, subscribe kayo sa GeekClicks na medyo, what do you call this? The episodes are there anyway. What do you call this? The episodes are there anyway, and you can watch the replays kasi sa Facebook nabubura siya. It's gonna be live for about a month or two, but afterwards, you're gonna have what do you call this? We're gonna have a different what do you call this? Different nagulo ka sa nag-text. Ayan. But to answer your question, ayun, meron tayong pamimigay na premyo tonight. Thank you so much. Wow, grabe na to ako. May nag-message lang kasi kaya medyo kinabahan ako ng konti. Kaya but anyway, thank you. Pamimigay natin yan, and we're gonna announce that in a bit. Yan. But bago yon, let me just go to special features. Kasi we've been wanting to make some announcements. A few people have already pledged prizes in the past, especially Joff Villaruz. Ang dami niyan. Hindi ko pa nga napamimigay iba niya. Carlos Balandra, I hope you're well. We're still yet to finalize one of the contests. So, Carlos, I hope you're safe. See you soon. See you this week. Hobby Toys Laguna. Ayan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sourcing LA Collectibles, and the admins. Nagbibigay sila ng prizes. Thank you so much. Now, speaking of which, one of the sponsors for a prize that we're gonna raffle off is Curly's Diorama. So, like his page, hashtag Curlyrama ang mangyayari dito. And to earn just like Curly's Dio, or follow Curly's Dio and Miniature Multiverse on Instagram, yes. Like nyo na rin. I mean, it doesn't, or follow nyo sa Instagram, but like Curly's Dio, because he makes great diorama. He updates his pages, and why not? Why not join the contest and post an entry on Instagram or Facebook or both? You can earn one for each platform, one for Facebook, one for Instagram, with the hashtag Curlyrama, and make sure it's a public post. So if it is not public, if it's not public, nagugulo ka dun sa message natin. If it's not public, it doesn't count, okay? But you can only have one entry per person. Yan. Uh, these are this entry or your nagulo ko. Yung diorama contest natin is open to residents of the Philippines, and we'll announce that shortly after February 10, which is the deadline. So hanggang 11:59 pwede kayong mag-send ng entries. Ayan. So why not share this diorama? For now, I've been highlighting this in my shots. Ang ganda ng details. If only I can, well, I will, and we'll post the diorama in detail on our page. So stay tuned. And yeah, please tag your friends and share this contest because why not, diba? Why not share the joy of winning to our friends? And speaking of winning, tonight you're gonna win. You're gonna get a chance to win one what do you call this? One prize na it's 118 scale, but it scales well with Figma. So although it's the other side up, nakaplato pa yan. Mananalo kayo ng isang vehicle na may kasamang what do you call this? May kasamang isang army guy. I don't know, soldier. I don't know his rank. Probably he's a gunman or just an MP. Whatever he is, you're gonna get a chance to win that. So stay tuned. Maraming salamat sa mga sumusuporta sa show. All right. More support. Why not support our aspiring photographers? If you're on Instagram, use the hashtag GeekClicksLive. If you want yourselves to be get featured, kasi we know that we've had a lot of audiences and it's been growing. And while it's growing, why not showcase your pictures? A few pictures that we're going to showcase is with the Mix Master. Thank you so much for sending in your entry. Also, DC Toy Photography. Yan. Give him a follow. Yan. Mixmaster consistent siya sa hashtag GeekClicks Live. And thank you so much. Also, check this from the Dork Lord Collectibles. Yan. So, why not check it out, guys? Ang gagaling ng ating mga friends. Hashtag GeekClicks Live on Instagram. And check it out. And why not be featured sa ating episodes. Isama na rin natin si adwow.project. Check it out. He has a great, what do you call this? Panel na sinenya. So, ang ganda, di ba? In line with our episode tonight, the lens of Vishanti, di ba? Sobrang akma itong shot na to. All right. So I guess we've announced everything. Salamat sa mga nanonood and tapos na po ang episode. I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Sean, for watching. Thank you also, Arnold Dolva. Mas madaling mag-search ang episode sa YouTube. Yes. Ang ganda ng entry ko dyan. Why not? Tingnan natin. It's a raffle, so kung mananalo ka, that's great. Rexmond, we'll see about this. Si Mayor Eric present. Thank you so much. What do you call this? Carl Ortega, who's also going to be joining us soon. The second week sa Araw ng Mga Puso, magjo-join si Carl Ortega sa atin. So anyway, speaking of joining, why not showcase our guest for tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, he's known as the Lens of Vishanti, Mr. Migz Ordono. Basta?
Yes, welcome in.
Yun. Basta?
Yeah, from the Lens of Vishanti, good evening everyone. Yeah, so lately, nakikita nyo na, I've been consistently posting.
Oo nga, active.
Bumabawi naman sa hiatus eh. Kasi, when No Way Home was delayed, of course, here, tapos, medyo, if you open FB, YouTube, spoilers everywhere. So I need some break. And at least, yeah, so at least try to find my groove na with sa toy photog. So yeah, that's the time of social media was really a time for anything offline na works. Kaya ang dami kong sunod-sunod na sumunod na post.
But still glad that at least hindi pa so mahabol eh, pero I mean ninanamnam namin yung mga shots mo eh when you post, when you take a photo. I personally know the effort that you put into it, and that's something that we're gonna highlight tonight. Yan. Idol ko yan, sabi ni Mark Stephen Santos. Perry Chua says, nice Migz. Idol can si Lens of Vishanti, sabi niya. And G Manalo says, go Migz.
IG.
Yan. Mukhang meron kang mga hata ka. Then, that's what we love about this.
Yeah, some more cosplayers din.
Nice.
Last Wednesday was Sir Mike De La Paz, one of my inspirations sa
Yes.
customizing. So, yung nakakatuwa na after him, na-pressure naman ako ano masunod. Anyway, it's
Max.
still fun na
Mm.
idol ko siya talaga. He's one of the persons na nag-start ako customizing.
Talaga? Okay.
Yeah, follow ko na rin siya before.
Pag-usapan na natin yun. Well, actually, tatanong ko na rin sa yung mga tinanong ko kay Mike. First is, what do you eat for breakfast? Anong breakfast ng isang Migz Ordono?
Well,
Or do you even eat breakfast?
Oh, no. I eat breakfast though. Pero, it's a quick, lang. I usually light breakfast usually. So,
Light
kasi
breakfast.
di naman ako gutumin pag umaga. So, sausage or hot dog and eggs or for breakfast. So, nothing special actually. But for
Alright.
kasi pag mga night outs, mga creative people. So, pag dinner talaga, dun ka na
Okay.
kumakain.
Kailangan ng energy, no? Kasi kailangan... Oo.
Yeah.
And actually, yun nga, if kailangan ng fuel ng utak natin when we are into that mode, right? And when did you actually when did you come up with the name Lens of Vishanti? Kailan nagsimula to? Anong story behind it? Tell us.
Yeah, so actually the original plan was to have already an existing IG, which is Atelier Migz, which is for my drawings or architecture stuff. But come to think of it, you have a separate community, and there's another community for pop culture enthusiasts. So why not concentrate on this? And the second naman is I've been a fan of Doctor Strange. Di naman ako into comics before, but after the movie, it's so cool na with all the surreal and yung mga buildings na gumagalaw. That's so fantastic. It's a visual delight.
Nice.
And then coming up with a name, I've been a fan of the likes of Shortings Prime, X-Man 87, Eye of Uatu. So a common denominator here is may pinahugutan silang character. So I want to have something like an impression of Doctor Strange, but not per se na up front it's Doctor Strange. So, as you know, diba, he's into incantations, relics. So why not have this sort of name na parang relic? So which is Lens. And then the Vishanti is yung pinaka-famous na deities kasi Doctor Strange, basically his powers draw from different gods. So you have the hoary host of Hogoth or the Crimson Bands of Sirra. And the Vishanti is the most common deity na he draws power from. So that's a matunog na name. So let's have it Lens of Vishanti.
Ang galing.
Also again, photography related, kaya I'm happy with the product na.
And it makes sense, no? Ang galing lang din dahil, what do you call this, at least one of your favorites. Well, actually, wala tayong pruweba, no? Sino ang paborito mong character dito? As I was scrolling, sino kaya? As I was scrolling, parang, teka, may ganung pattern eh. Before we proceed, hello, Jordan Sabado. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yan, hi daw, sabi ni Jordan.
Hello.
Kakapost lang niya from his TikTok ear. Just kidding. Jordan. maraming salamat sa pag-tune in. So, kailan ka nagsimula? It's a 3-part question because I know that you also create dioramas. When did you start shooting and collecting in general?
Siguro among the 3, I would say the earliest would be building dioramas. I was in a technical high school, and of course you have the architecture and the architecture course na specialty course for high school. So that's one of the first things na how do you call this? Na experience ko talaga, so how to use materials, being creative and such. And then the next would be collecting. Ito talaga, nung second year college, we were in this garage sale And then yung tito ko, meron siyang mga 3-inch Star Wars figs. And
Mhm.
syempre, why would you sell that in the garage sale? Baka, what are the chances of my collector dun? And knowing that I'm a Star Wars fan before, actually hanggang ngayon, pero medyo dahil, but he gave it to me. And as a fan, nagkaroon siya ng sariling pwesto sa room, and alam na I really take care of those toys. And then, later on, yung photography naman, uh, it started after graduating.
Mhm.
So, meron na akong work,
Mhm.
and kasi back in high school, one of my close friends would know me na I was the nerd, no? I was into this level to architecture, but
Okay.
iba na tayo culture pagdating sa work eh.
Mhm.
After work, ano nang gagawin mo? So I was looking for a hobby, and that is the turning point siguro. The moment I said I need a hobby, and
Mhm.
ano ba? I have friends who are into basketball, modeling, vlogging,
Ah.
and then I look to my room. Ano yung collection ko? It's like screaming to me, parang dagdagan mo ako. Ganun, ganun. And
Ah.
during that time, yung build up na to
Mhm.
Infinity War. So I was looking
Mhm.
for I was looking for Marvel figures, ganyan, ganyan. And yeah, it took me a while bago ma-discover ko yung Green Hills and yung mga Facebook market. So,
Mhm.
magastos yung yung first
Lahat
steps.
makaka-relate sa'yo diyan.
Yeah, it came to a point na sa online talaga bumibili, overseas, Amazon, ganyan.
Oof.
Yeah, oh, meron pala here. So, yeah,
Mhm.
that's unti-unti nang na-enjoy ko talaga yung collecting, and it made me
Mhm.
feel like a kid again. And lastly, yung shooting naman, yeah, it kind of went after collecting kasi okay, I have the toys.
Ah.
Now what? Titignan ko na lang
Okay.
siya. Pero
Mm.
parang, well, anong age na ako, so do I have to play with them? Pero
Mhm.
I was following already the IG handle of Black Series, Star Wars Black Series. And
Ah.
yung mga photography
Mhm.
stuff nila doon. Ang ganda. It's a work of art. I'm an artist. So
Mhm.
why not try this kind of medium? So
Oo nga naman.
the photographer side of me, yun yung among the three, that's the latter part. And then,
Okay.
ayun, after a
So
few months,
mhm.
PTPC happened. And I got a lot of
Nice.
that's photography. That's PTPC.
Ang galing. Kasi it's a great story. Kasi
Mhm.
the place, the people in the place, and then shooting the people in the place. Kumbaga ang nangyari, no? The
Yeah.
place is the dioramas, or at least exposure to it because of, well, your course in life, I would say, or interests in life, di ba? From
Mhm.
high school ka mo, no?
Yeah, high
Galing.
school pa.
Sana lahat talaga, no? Sana pala tinake ko yung gano'n. I mean, I was offered that way. Nakakainggit na sana I'd have that knowledge, at least. And I'm highlighting one of your works. Ito, ikaw ang
This one.
gumawa nito, no? Tama?
Yes,
This was all
totally.
you.
So,
All,
if you're gonna
of
look at the
course.
details
Mm,
talaga,
yun nga eh.
and it's
um,
rin, kumbaga pag ako gumagawa, may mark na, may makita mo, ay, si Migz gumawa kasi
mhm.
there's a level of security na walang aagaw ng photo ko and claim that it's theirs kasi andyan yung name ko, andyan yung logo, andyan yung mga snippets, mga Easter eggs. So,
Yeah.
nakakatuwa yung process.
Actually, isa rin yun sa mga ano eh, isa rin yun sa mga, well, makita o hindi, at least it adds up to the photo, right?
Mm.
And at the same time, it's already something na nagawa mo eh. Parang, what do you call this? Tama ba? If I'm saying na just merely by accomplishing creating it, I mean, it already gives joy.
Yeah, that's
Na,
true.
di ba? Kasi
Yeah,
kita yun eh.
parang
Uh,
as a ano rin, that's the advantage. I guess some ano rin, I'm not sure if nanonood yung iba yung mga diorama enthusiasts din na who are also into photography.
mhm,
The advantage talaga, if while you are making
mhm.
that diorama, you can visualize paano yung lighting here, paano yung setup, paano yung storage, kasi
Ah,
paano yung angle ng photo. So one of
ang
those
ganda
things
nun.
talaga na imagine mo na from then on. which is an advantage on their end.
Yeah. And ito rin, I mean, since nandun na tayo sa topic ng diorama making,
Yeah,
di ba? Beshi's Burger, unang
Vicious
kagat
Burger.
tinapay na. For one, hindi ko siya napansin nung una. I was just talking about, uy, Angel's Burger to, but yeah, Beshi's Burger. When you create dioramas, like this one, for example, what was the thought behind it? Before shooting it, meron ka na bang naisip, or sorry, before making the diorama, do
Mhm.
you already have toys that would go with it, or as on the fly, meron ka naisip while creating it?
Yeah, well, it starts usually sa structure muna. And
Mm-hmm.
as unique as a burger stand, it came out of nowhere. But I was just scrolling sa Facebook and may nakita akong cool artwork, 3D artwork ng isang burger machine na isometric. And you know what? That's a good diorama. It
Mm-hmm.
has comedic, yung dating niya, isa sa comedic presence.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
kaya, and yung shape niya, ang ganda ng shape, it's a unique shape din. So, it's quite challenge. So, why not do that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stand? Tapos, yeah, yung Weaver Bears, later on ko na lang yan naisip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Weaver Bears also, by the way. So, yeah, it has the childish uh, genre. Kaya,
Mm-hmm.
ayun, it goes well. And also the Beshi's Burger. This is ano lang, a comedic touch lang talaga. Natuwa din ako.
Galing. Masaya nakakakita ng simple pero it works eh. And different, refreshing sa mata, kumbaga, di ba? Parang, ayun, for one, yung ano na eh, yung We Bear Bears is already fresh in our eyes. Second, Beshi's Burger, that's another. Maganda and that's also why we wanted you here on the show. Bagong lahat, good
Yeah.
evening kay Paulo Rodriguez. Thank you so much, Sir Chief.
Hi.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Derek Ocampo. Maraming salamat. Gabo is here as well. Thank you for tuning in. At may contender na para sa January PTPC contest. Ay, mapalutang, no? Zero
Palutang, yeah.
gravity. Madaming lesson everywhere we go, sabi. Present idol ko yan eh. Yan. Thank you so much,
Hi.
Bernard. Belated happy birthday, Jordans. And sinong Kristo? Hindi ko birthday. Anyway,
Nagpalit na ng profile pic, birthday na.
oo nga eh. Oo, sumato. Dahil dyan, Curly's diorama, sa akin na yung diorama mo. um, no, in this, what's the most memorable build sa diorama since we're on that topic? Ano yung pinaka, I don't know, favorite mo or naalala mo? I don't know what.
My favorite would be the temple.
Hmm.
Hindi siya ba? Tapos
Sige.
medyo luma na yun.
Kanina ko pa hinahanap actually ibang dioramas.
Yung ano, bandang 2020 siya. It was my first diorama after passing the boards and the start of the pandemic. And it's a really huge diorama. Okay, share ko na rin yung technique ko na ginamit.
Sige. Sure.
So I have a sample lang. Ito yung bahay na bato na ginamit ko dito sa competition.
Yan.
As you can see the details niya.
Mm-hmm.
One of my philosophies din sa diorama making is the authenticity of the texture of the material. Kaya ito, lupa ito eh. Actual na lupa. Sand.
Na lupa, okay.
Tapos what you just do is just glue it, luma lang, tapos bahiran mo lang sand, then repeat the process. Then sa last stage ng layers, kuha ka ng spray and then mix it with water. Sprayan mo just para mag-seal lang yung texture niya. And ang ganda ng texture niya, especially in play of light. It looks real. And yun yung mga natutunan ko nung the start of the pandemic.
Nice. Ang galing. So, what do you call this? Ayun nga, hinahanap ko lang din yung temple. Hindi ko.
Yung may mysterio.
Ayun, yun. Let me just post it para sa makita ng ating friends.
Yeah, sure.
Yung photo na yun. Here we go. So, this is your most memorable para sa'yo. Kasi, first, kamo nga,
Hmm.
kita na ba? Is it this one?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, also that.
Okay.
So yung
Alright.
stone niya sa likod. Tsaka ano ra siya, one of
Mhm.
my first steps in making talagang actual na yung vertical members na ano, na diagram.
Mhm.
So ano siya, three sides. So we have the floor and the two walls. Pero fixed siya. And
Aha.
naging problem ko dyan is storage. At ang laki niya eh. Kasi di ba yung ginagawa ni iba yung nako-collapse. Pero
Pero ito
it
hindi.
was actually worth it. Kasi ano, ang ganda rin nung kinalabas. The texture yung nagpapabuhay
Oh,
dun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Oo nga, no? Kita mo. I mean, iba yung bato nga rin ng ilaw, no? And, well, this is something I already asked Jinaski, who's also an architect like you,
Yeah.
and a diorama maker. What discipline have you taken from architecture that you apply into photography, for one, and
Mhm.
diorama making as well?
Well, for photography, number one is the rule of perspectives.
Perspective.
If you're familiar ba with with how we construct perspective. So you have first the horizontal line, where the sky, yung ba sabi niya, where the sky and the land meet.
Okay.
So one of the things that would siguro in your setup would define that horizontal line is of course put a beautiful background tapos yung floor. Pero it looks plain kapag kita mo yung horizontal line. Establish mo na ito yung floor ko, ito yung vertical member.
Mhm.
Ngayon, lagyan natin ng gamit. Lagyan natin ng mga basura or yung box na diorama. So, doon ka na unti-unti mag-build ng mga elements. And also the perspective. If you do outdoor photography, one of the principles kasi of perspective is the farther the object, the lighter the color. So if you're trying to do macro shots, you have to consider that. And framing, yeah, that's very important sa akin frame. Like this one, si Kang the Conqueror. Actually, this was the shot all along. Kaya ako nagawa yung diorama. It's this one. So, yeah. What I did here, by the way, I don't do 3D printing, kaya mano-mano ko siyang ginawa.
Wow.
Hindi pa kaya ng
Okay.
budget ko. But if you're gonna look at the background, actually styro lang siya ng TV. Medyo basurero lang ito. Kinukuha ko ng styro ng TV. And then transform it. So one of the things also is how the fun things about diorama making is how creative can you get with the found materials that you have.
Kumbaga, it's more on how you use the tools that you're given or that you salvage in your case.
Ang fun niya eh. Parang, uy, pwede pala to. Parang,
galing. And good evening, Diano Corns, who's also a customizer. Maraming salamat. Yan. Sean says, nice, ang galing. Ang ganda rin ng shot, sabi ni Wooji. Yan, idol yan. Wow, galing. Fan ako ng basurero. Also a basurero. Si Alan Parma. Kukuha yan ng face shield. Sisirain niya. Diba? Hindi, seryoso nga. Kasi what do you call this? Para sa akin din, it's if you find life in lifeless objects, if you bring them new life, you're a wizard. Serious question daw. How do you store your dioramas? Ang gulo na kasi ng kwarto ko. How about you?
Yeah. Actually, that's my inspiration para magligpit eh. Like, nagawa kong diorama, pero number one talaga storage. I also told Nico about this eh, nung nag-post siya about these toys na growing production. Mga storage na kailangan eh. So, kapag may papeles here na di ko need. Okay, ito. Okay, so let's sort this out. Okay, dyan yung storage. Ito yung storage ng may mga bagay na hindi ko na kailangan. Sige, storage na naman.
So continuous, no?
Continuous.
Continuous ang
somehow it's a life update na ay nagligpit yung sila.
Kumbaga ano tawag dito, nagiging Jenga in a way yung iba.
True, yeah.
Galing, dibs dayo, sabi ni Jordan. Grabe ganun. Gumagawa ka rin naman diorama. Although, this is a great perspective. Coming from the practice of engineering, perspective, pun intended.
Yeah.
Ang ganda dahil that you studied something that would apply directly and would give realism for one. Like yung stones, yung actual na lupa, which is tedious, but still works well.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
It is. I mean, I would imagine it is. Yung tempered glass ng cellphone, pag nag-crack, pwedeng basag na mirror sa diorama or pwedeng gamitin sa kotse. Oo nga, no?
Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Ang ano mo na lang dyan, adhesive eh. Yeah,
Exactly. Upcycling. Yeah, that's the perfect term. Yun nga talaga. Iba ang mga nag-upcycle. Para sa akin, kung maayos ang pag-upcycle at hindi pilit, ang saya ko para dyan. May iba kasi na pilit na kunwari, basta, ayokong pasukan yan. Pag naubusan ng storage, willing ako kumuha ng ilan. So, why not? Ito, ang laki lang mga diorama nito. Also a diorama maker and a great toy photographer, El Rey Ferraris. Yan, thank you so much for tuning in. Ang sipag din niya lately gumawa ng diorama. So, having said that, sige, punta natin yung photography side of things mo naman. It's really hard for us to talk about a lot in one episode, but we'll try to squeeze this in a bit. Isa sa mga unang shots mo ay si Thor. Actually, second yata to sa Instagram feed mo. If I can show it, yan. Eto.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying this is a 1/6? Hindi siya 1/6, no? 1/12 scale lang to.
Yeah, this is the Thor Ragnarok.
Wow, I have this. And kinustomize to ng isang. Ang galing. Anyway, going to toy photography, where do you get inspiration from when it comes to your shots? Okay.
In the first days of toy photography, talagang movies. Kasi, of course, the build-up with Infinity War. Siyempre, mag-review ka. So, the movies and then all the action that would fuel your creativity. And of course, yung mga napapanood ko sa YouTube, very helpful. ACBA, I just started joining groups and started to see there's this subgroup of people who are into tangible, and there are people who are into Photoshop. So, if you were to ask kung saan ako, I would be in the middle. Gusto ko both. I'm willing to explore both ends. Yeah.
Galing. So, what do you call this? It's really more into the exploring. I mean, nakaka-relate ako dun sa fan of both kasi for me it's not a sin to use Photoshop, but it's good to you have tangible stuff then. And speaking of tangible and photography, one of the things na we admire is a unique style of yours na nagsimula ng mga bandang 2020 up to this year. Nag-iba, at least in my book, in how I see it, may something na nag-iba sa mga shots mo from what we've seen like Ant-Man, which is a good concept by the way, into some of your shots like this one, and naging more not just the the poses, but the photos aren't as are more have more variety, I would say. Yeah, siguro that's a proper term. So in this case, can you tell us the journey or things that you get, what do you call this? Earlier years, you said that you get inspired from groups, but this time, do you have your own workflow when it comes to a shoot? Like, ano ba? Setup, ganon, starting from the setup. Meron ka bang orasyon? Nagdadasal ka muna ba?
Well, when I started talaga toy photog, ginagamit ko lang talaga yung desk lamp, tapos may cellophane,
Uh-huh.
Recently, share ko sa Facebook yung kaka 4 years ko lang last January 20. And yun talaga yung mas matino pa yan. Pero yung before talaga color na ano, photo na ano na cellophane. And then, what I was trying to watch this si Advocate Pinoy, though hindi na siya active is more
Mm.
into portrait, yung actual, yung live people na talaga.
Mm.
Pero siya talaga pinapanood ko and doon ko nakuha yung mga tips niya, ACB and such. But I was kinda in that time na in limbo. I'm just doing this for fun, di naman na mag-invest here. So what I did was to do some DIY sa lighting. Some sample is ito yung quote-unquote soft box. Pero ito yung ginagamit ko talaga lagi for my
You
film
know?
light. It's ano lang siya, DIY. May ano siya, foil siya sa loob.
Mhm.
And what I use here para mag-diffuse yung ilaw is shower curtains.
Wow.
So, mga napapanood ko sa YouTube, mga DIY,
Mhm.
this was my feel like talaga before pa. And then later on, yung 2020, that you mentioned, parang medyo nagkaroon ng, ano,
Ah.
there was this 6-month hiatus sa page ko. And it was the time that I was reviewing for the board exam. So,
Mhm.
all the ideas keep on flowing. I really need to focus on the board exam. So, it come pandemic pa naman. So, wow, I was at home the whole time. I can shoot and explore.
Mm.
Siguro din, di ko napansin yan until yung minention niya. But yeah, ako nga pala. May shift nga pala no, yung style pagdating ng 2020.
Yep.
Doon na nag-start talaga na yung diorama. Nagano talaga, full invest na ako in dioramas.
Nice. Kumbaga, you took the leap na, kumbaga.
Yeah.
Nice, ang galing Jordan says, hindi ko pa na-try ang cement sa diorama, pero thank you for giving ideas. That was dirt din, di ba? Yung
Dirt,
this actual na lupa. No?
Yeah, actual lupa. Kasi ginagawa yung bahay namin, may tinatayo, may tinas namin. So,
Yun, no?
may snake na plastic. Pero ano naman, hindi naman maraming.
Tsaka late lang ng diorama, no? Tsaka, hindi, nakalibre naman sila ng architect eh.
Yeah, pwede. At least, bawi-bawi.
Bawi na. So, daming nagbago. For one, I can say that this is one of them. The lighting is different. What do you call this? The angles are different. And sige, puntahan natin yung editing side na lang din of things. And probably hindi mo favorite na character. A character that you might despise. Ganito. Nagkataon lang na Lens of Vishanti at saka si Doctor Strange. Coincidence, guys. But having said this, what do you call this? When it comes to editing, right? How much time do you spend on editing? And ito yung tanong ko lagi sa mga nag-e-edit or at least heavy in Photoshop. When do you say it's already enough editing?
Yun din yung ano ko after siguro mga 2020s, nung nag-invest na akong dioramas, I was trying to balance naman yung what do you call this, the Photoshop and I know it's magic. My favorite character is a magic user, so dapat meron.
Medyo mahirap
pero yung background baka nasasapawan. Pero siguro ano lang, as long as the lighting is good and then the story hindi nagko-compromise sa subject mo, what does it trying to tell, and yung elements, is it confined by negative space is okay, and then yung mga yung mga spark effect, is it too much or is it not? So ayun, yun yung mga limits ko when it comes to Photoshop. Pero as much as possible, medyo gusto ko i-balance out talaga the tangible and the Photoshop part.
Balance, all right. Thanos But yeah, it's actually a good practice. So sa mga nag-struggle, guys, that's a good advice. Balance it out as long as it doesn't it doesn't interfere with the story or actually deter from the story at occupy subject, no? Ang ganda ng advice na yun. Dek, thank you so much for tuning in. Maraming salamat. And okay, let's talk about into your tangible stuff naman.
Okay.
Ang daming again, nagbago ang mga shooting style mo, and in this case, ang ganda rin dahil nare-reuse ang diorama but not really umay. It doesn't have that umay sense. So when it comes to using your props, right? Doon naman tayo sa other side of overusing it. When do you say it's
Yeah.
overused or underused? When do you say it's a clutter? Yan. Pag-usapan natin yung mga tangible stuff mo naman.
Yeah, actually, the same rule also applies as long as the subject is clear, and you have to put yourself in the eyes of the viewer. I know you magaling ka gumawa ng diorama, but as a photographer, kailangan mong i-balance and also look at the framing. What are you trying to tell? What story are you trying to tell? And if cluttered, baka ang dami elements, di ka focus yung subject. So, and also try to look at maganda kasi pag tangible, di ba? Madali mo makuha yung depth of field. So, there are objects that are nearer, di ba? Na medyo naging blur dahil sa DSLR. And of course, the subject, then the background. And then siguro just define yung minimension ko kanina, which are asan yung horizontal line mo. Make sure you have to, may tago mo lang yan. May tago mo. Bumuka siyang kwarto pag walang pag walang in between It looks insane So, just put the right amount na such that it won't disrupt the subject and enough negative space to breathe for the user for the viewer actually to see.
Nice. So let's dwell more into that. Because that's something na ago, at least in my ears, sa mga guests na dumaan sa GeekClicks. Does it apply to this shot? Dun sa sinasabi mo about the horizontal line.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is a digirama shot.
Mhm.
Digirama ba yan?
Yeah, yung background, no? Yeah.
Yeah, so yung mga elements na kailangan mo maitago, especially so a background from the PC. So hindi mo makita yung ground plane So you have to put some elements there. Tapos unti-unti siyang lumalapit sa viewer. So you can see yung plants dun sa harap, medyo blurred. And that builds up the elements papunta dun sa subject and the background.
Yun. Ganda nun. So, I just wanted to check din sa sarili ko kung naiintindihan ko na maigi yung nabanggit mo.
Recorded naman to so we can
Well, at least nga, tag dito, clear din ang message natin sa ating viewers who are aspiring to get to this level of understanding or at least want to up their or put more, what do you call this, items in their utility belt, kumbaga. At least this is one of them. Ang ganda nun. Gusto ko talaga siyang i-dwell on But, let's talk more about floating shots. Since isa sa mga theme natin ngayon ay making things float. Is this tangible or is this Photoshop na?
Tangible.
All tangible to.
Tangible pero may lang na binura ko lang yung yung stance, but this is my favorite Doctor Strange shot so far.
Mine too.
And
Mine of yours,
when I was making this, parang ito yung recently nung kinuha ko tong shot, that was a week after, I think, episode 4 of What If. And yun yung may floating device sa Library of Caldeos. So, that's a nice inspiration. So yung may mga existing book covers na pero never ko pa nagamit to a shot. So
okay.
Hinook ko lang siya to a wire. So ganun na yung ganun yung setup nun. As simple as that. Tapos that was the time na a few minutes nang kakarating lang yung mga halaman from Shopee.
Galing.
Yeah. Diretso kami sa studio.
Pinlano talaga eh, no? Yung pagdating. In-anticipate in its essence. You have a similar shot, but for me, it's a different story altogether. Um, Again, one of your favorite characters.
Yeah. So,
Well, of course. But ito naman, anong story behind this? And what is, if I just want to get the story behind this one and the first one and the second one. Well, I see
yeah.
there is a major difference.
Mm.
Iba na yung feels din. Kung mag-load siya,
Yeah.
maglo-load yan. Ano
Um,
ba yan?
oh,
Ayan.
yeah, pero
Ayan.
yung shot na yan, that was the
Mm.
time nung nakuha ko na mismo yung figure. So, kung accuracy na may tinitignan ko, I want to try to make a shot that feels not as heroic as the first one, but trying to make a shot that's something, it's something towards being a sinister shot. So,
Okay.
makita mo yung how dull unti-unti nagiging dull yung colors and yung
Ah.
yung expression is strange there. So that's what I'm trying to capture dito sa photo.
May side comment si Maki, says, basta architect daw, magaling magplano, no? Hindi, nagkakataon lang, no ka ba? Coincidence ang tawag. And moving in, it's strange that we have almost all of your pictures is Doctor Strange. Sige, dito tayo sa, I think this is what do you call this? A collab shot. Ayun, tama, photography challenge.
Ang ganda ng mga collab. Doon po napapaisip yung like trying to do better talaga. Pero actually ito, nasabi ko, I want to make naman na hindi Doctor Strange, but yung mga advice kasi ni Sir Rafi, parang yung sa kanya based on the background, tapos doon niya kung ano yung color grading ng background. Then I stumbled upon this wallpaper of the Sanctum. It has a great color grading. I can say no to that kind of background. Ang ganda. Tapos there was this shot, my favorite ko sa movie. I'm going to try to recreate that. And then that figure is also a custom. Mr. Arnold also was asking ko ano to. It's a custom. Kasi yung the one released by Hasbro is pag heavily draped tapos plastic, quite limited yung articulation. And this one, ito ba yun? Ito mas okay yung articulation because I used the Shang-Chi, yung comic Shang-Chi figure. So it has, I believe in butterfly joint supremacy. So hashtag normalized butterfly joint. So pwede siyang mag-crunch pag ganun. And then yung kahit may drapes, he can do the Indian sip habang nagre-levitate those. And that realism of the cloth texture na naidala dun sa figure. Para siyang Hot Toys, if you're gonna ask me, or Mezco.
True,
so why not
actually.
try this is also a photography challenge. So ito yung, I think this is the figure that I have closest to a Hot Toys, which is yung laging ginagamit ni Sir Rafi. So, sige, okay. Sige na, pabigyan ko na sa video ko.
Oo nga, and eto na. I mean, superb para sa akin. At least superb output. Ang ganda. And yan, by the way, side note, guys, Winston challenge tayo for next week, for the whole month yan. Afterwards, magkakaroon naman tayo ng Araw ng Mga Puso challenge. Napapanahon. But anyway, Winston challenge next week. Yeah. And going back to your work, probably one of the last things that I want to go into is custom figures. You did mention that this is a custom on your post.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about the figure? What went about the concept? Kasi I am not familiar if this is all a concept or if this is an existing figure that you created on your own. But tell us more about this one, please.
Okay, this is an completely original character. I got the inspiration from the movie Free Guy. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, pero I'm not gonna spoil it. There are a lot of pop culture references to that.
Mhm.
So he can wield this this weapon from this franchise or Cap Shield
Mhm.
or the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for a character na I can be free to use anything talaga. So ano,
Mm.
if there's Doctor Strange, which is your sort of quote unquote your patron,
Mhm.
this is the avatar of a Migz Ordono. This is me basically. So
Ah.
I wanted to have something that, of course, di ko naman kaya yung mukha ko. So I was looking for something, a mechanized wolf, which is so badass. And
Mhm.
then yung base body niya, I want it super articulated talaga. So I used the Z putty. I'm not sure if that's a butaw.
Mhm.
Pero maganda yung articulation niya di ba?
Maganda,
Ang dami.
oo.
Also,
Nagmura lang
another,
siya, hindi siya butaw. Nagmura lang.
nagmura lang. Pero
Oo.
ang gandang figure siya. I'm not sure if
Ganda.
what the others are, yung point of view nila. Pero nung nakita ko na yung figure na yun, uh, one of the advantages is pwedeng tanggalin pala yung. Oh, by the way, I just started liking collection figures, so I'm just trying to also to learn about the background of the Power Rangers collection line.
Mhm.
And later on, tignan natin if I would collect
Why
Power
not?
Rangers. I mean, I
Oo.
would take shots of Power Rangers.
Yan.
Yeah, so
Mm.
ang maganda, natanggal yung ang kanyang tag, which is so cool.
Mhm.
Ang dami ko naisip. And then, yeah, you put the hands, ganun. So from there, I chose the right base body for this.
Mhm.
And then, what else? So kaya nga, he's named as the Multiversal Warrior. I'm kind of seeing him as not really a hero type, or rather an anti-hero. Let's say na someone who has his own moral standards or
Mhm.
his own moral principles. And then, what else can you say about this? Parang he can be everything. He can be a sorcerer. He can be parang you don't associate him with any franchise. He looks cool. He looks badass. Like, he has my personal logo at the unit. So, at the likod. Um, so yun, ito I got this, I made this custom. This was inspired by Vice
Mhm.
gauntlets from Arcane. Tapos ito mga fodder or mga nila, mga luma kong figures na, pwede to
Nice.
pwede kabit ko lang. Yeah, so I'm, I hope to make more shots with this, pero
Yes, you should.
let's see. Oh, by the way, with customizing kasi, and being a photographer as well, naisip ko na saan ko ilalagay yung mga stands,
Mhm.
uh, also kung papalitan tayo. So it has magnets,
Oh.
neodymium. So take note of that, neodymium magnets.
Mhm.
Yan din siya sa likod. So
Nice.
also sa harap. So I'm not sure kung ano pa ilalagay ko sa harap. So yeah,
Emblem?
emblematic pwede, or parang arc reactor.
Oo nga,
Uh,
no?
but yeah, lately I've been having fun with this figure talaga.
Nice. And isa sa mga figures din na custom mo ay yung aso na nasa harap na
Oh, ito, this
gusto
one.
naming magpagawa actually.
Itika
Yeah,
ko
tell
pa
us
kung
more
paano
about
ko this one naman, kasi I recently got the Wall-E figure. I know it's a different movie, but I
Mhm.
was looking forward to have a Pixar collection,
Ah.
and just a way to practice my sculpting skills na hindi naman figure. Try naman natin something like a statue. So, that was the time when Dog, yung short
Mhm.
series sa Disney Plus. Ang cute na yung aso, and I
Mhm.
love dogs. So, I try to custom paano yung base body, or things like that. And the challenge here was the fur. Um, tips daw. Yung ginagamit ko dito pala yung karayom na iukit yung fur talaga. So, yeah, that's, I had fun with this one. Ang cute niya. Nakita ko pinay ko na yung eyes. Ang cute niya. Picture
Totoo,
nga.
cute naman kasi. Ang hirap tawag dito, ang hirap na, what do you call this, ang hirap na ma-veer away dun sa, well, yun nga, yung character to begin with, lovable na siya, but at the same
Yeah.
time, ang hirap din na hindi, what do you call this, hindi makyutan dun sa mismong liit niya.
Yeah, yeah,
may,
yeah.
may comment si Gabo, mag-character na ba tayo ng UAP, PTPC chapter? Actually, no? It is a good idea, no?
Yeah. So parang collab toy group, parang ganun.
Yeah. Uste ka rin ba, Gabo? Dito. Oh, ikaw, no? UST graduate ka, no?
Yeah.
Tama ba?
Yes.
Pwede bang magpa-custom ng aso, Pomeranian, Astro ang name? May pick ako. Actually, no? Actually. Oo nga, no? Pa-custom nyo si Astro. Pwede rin. Sabi ni Maki, who's also an architect, G, FEU. But still, why not? Gawa kayo with Genaski. Ang dami nyo, actually. Go Uste, says Maki. Sino pa ba? Si Robert John Sibugan. Yeah. Ang dami yung mga architects. So hopefully you guys are people that we look up to dahil at least authority, if I may say, na when it comes to architecture in general, diorama, at least perspectives, art, diba? Yeah. So things that hopefully na matuloy natin. But bago ang lahat, if you guys are ready, please type ready because it's time. It's time for the GC quiz. So type ready on the comment section. If you are, because you're gonna get a chance to win. Makita na natin. Isang figure. This works well with Figma. Nakuha namin tong technique or at least this figure from one of our Figma photographers, si Michael Alec Gwyn Uy. He posted a photo of this mobile, or is it a jeep or so, a military jeep that works well with Figma characters. Medyo maliit to for but you can use it as a background. Medyo maliit to for Marvel Legends or 112 scale, but for Figma it sits well. Yeah, dahil medyo maliit ang Figma. Maliit daw pag Asian ang size ng Figma. So yan, GC quiz, type ready if you're ready. Let us know in the comment section because yan, G na daw. All right, let's go. Here's the question. Simple lang naman ito. If you want to win, type the answer. Naka-type na, feeling ko. Naka-type na yung question sa kanila or yung answer probably. But let's see what the answer is. Sa architect sigurado. Grabe. All right, guys, name the MCU character that draws power from Vishanti. Mahirap to, ah.
Siguro si Kang.
Pwede si Kang.
Kasi Mysterio.
Si Dormammu. Joke lang. Anyway, ang nanalo ay si ready si Valasyon, but ang nanalo ay si grabe, si Rex Monchua. Congratulations. Alam mo na kanino i-claim itong figure na to. Congratulations. Second sana si Gabo, third si Migz. But anyway, thank you so much, Rex Monchua. Claim it from the other I won't say the last name, but anyway, thank you so much and congratulations. Ayan. Maraming salamat sa pagsali sa GC quiz. Next week, we don't have an episode on Sunday, but the following week on February 7 or 6, rather, we're gonna have Lark. Yan. But Migz, bago tayo magtapos, it's been a great hour or so talking to you and hearing out the story behind the journey and all, but mostly marami tong kakailanganin o hihingin ko sa'yo. Can you tell us tips and tricks for beginners, even advanced customizers, and even photographers na rin?
Yeah, for beginners, we are in an age of social media. Information is easy to acquire. That's just how I started. So, YouTube, you have Instagram, you have all the inspirations to gain from. And then for beginners, don't be afraid if you really like this hobby, you want to invest, don't be afraid to, ano talaga, to take a leap. You don't know how far you'll go talaga. For intermediate, um, if you try to find inspiration, try to look for ano lang, try to look somewhere na hindi common. So maybe you could try just walking around. Makikita mo, siguro especially for diorama makers, just to walk on the street, uy, ang ganda yung mga hollow blocks na to, ganito pala yung itsura niya. Or how about the leaves dun sa that fall sa ground, so that's a small detail, but you can apply it to your dioramas. Then for advanced, guys, I'm not sure if ka-level ko na yan. Pero for advanced, ang tip ko lang siguro is stay humble. Teach the little one. Or parang mga nagsisimula pa lang. It builds up the community, builds up confidence, and it unifies everyone. Ayan.
Nice. Grabe. How about same go does it, or are you saying that does it work the same way with photography na rin?
Yes, of course. For photography, yun nga, again, sometimes you don't get inspiration lang talaga from the comics, from the movies, but what are your experiences in life that you know that would resonate something na parang this excitement or this adventure that I recently experienced. Why not translate it to this very unique medium?
Oo nga
So
naman, no?
it's just being observant, being creative, and go wild.
Nice. Be creative and go wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, salamat sa mga nanood. Salamat sa mga hindi bumitiw. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And again, it's been a great episode with the Migz Ordono, the lens of Vishanti. Alam na natin kung bakit, although it's a bit obvious. Alam na rin natin ang great story behind it. And thank you to everyone who has been with us since day one, December 2020. Or sorry, November 2020. Yan. I can't thank you guys enough. And next, again, we have a jam-packed episode on February. Itong January lang marami tayong mga skips dahil maraming nangyayari. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you guys the following week in 2 weeks. So stay safe, stay dry, and stay negative. Paalam, guys. Thank you, Migs. Paalam.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
God bless.
guys. Outro now.